Gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
Yeah, this is your functional movement and mobility for the hips, the legs, a little bit into the front and the back body, but also, just bringing in that little bit of fluidity, creativity. I want you to be creative and intuitive with the movement that we do today. It's not just staying and holding and finding a posture. So we are going to start on our backs. If you have a bolster or a pillow, lie that down through the center line of the mat, and maybe put a block or a blanket just to support the head and neck. We're going to start in Supta Baddha Konasana Matsyasana, what a mouthful, which is your bound angle pose, reclined bound angle in a fish. So bringing yourself nice and gently back on your bolster, supporting the head and the neck with the blanket or the block, and then taking the legs into your bound angle pose, soles of the feet together, and just knees rest to the outsides of your mat. And feel the chest starting to open, release. Feel the shoulders start to kind of mold themselves around the bolster or the pillow. Take the arms out to the side, relaxing the forearms down and palms open to the sky. And just keep the eyes open here. We've been asleep all night, and this is our morning practice. So just keeping the eyes open and just finding something up above you on the ceiling, a single point of gaze. Maybe it's a little speck, maybe it's a light that's hopefully not on, maybe it's some sort of fixing. Starting to blur the periphery and really drawing in your focus to that one particular spot. And find a steady breathing pattern, breathing in and out of the nostrils. Allow the breath to flow freely. It can be as long or as short as you like, but try to equal the inhale to the exhale. Our practice will mostly be right and left today, working through balance of the body. So just for now, scan down the right side of your body from the right crown of your head all the way down the side of the face, down the side of the neck, down the side of the shoulder, the arm, the hand of the right side rib cage, right side waist, hip, leg, knee, shin, ankle, foot, and all of the right toes. And bring your focus back up to the left side of the skull, left side of the face, the neck, left shoulder, arm, hand and fingers of the left rib cage, waist and hip, left thigh, knee, shin, ankle, foot, and all of the left toes. Now bringing your attention right back to where you started, right at the top of the crown of your head, and scan both sides of the body, the center and the back of the body, all as one. Scan everything from the head, face, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, rib cage, waist, back, belly, hips, legs, knees, shins, ankles, feet. And as everything comes back in together again, the toes. Wiggle the fingers, bring some movement back into the hands. Lift the hands and circle the wrists one way and the other. And then whilst you're lying there, just lift the shoulders and circle the shoulders. So I want you to be creative, find freedom, fluidity, intuitive movement. Squeeze the scapula together. Really draw the shoulders round your prop. And then release and spread the scapulas out, spread the shoulder blades out. So you're rounding through the upper back. And then taking the hands to the thighs. Lift the legs together. Place the soles of the feet wide. Turn the toes inwards, heels go out. And just gently rest the knees together. And soften everything in the legs here. So if you feel that you're contracting anything in the outer hip, inner groin and the glutes, soften and relax that. Wiggle the feet, lift the toes, lift the heels. Just get some mobility back into the feet and the ankles. And then coming up onto the forearms, gently lift the head with control, nice and gently looking along the body. So you're bringing the elbows back underneath you if you can, underneath the shoulders. And you're pressing up, looking towards the knees, opening the chest here. So you're coming away from the bolster. And then heel toe the feet into parallel. Slide the feet out along the mat, flexing the feet, flexing at the ankle, drawing the belly back, and then pointing and gently press yourself up. So take time just to move your props out of the way. Take them to one side. And then roll back. Draw the knees in towards the chest. And feel the spine now start to imprint itself into the mat without the bolster there, without being in that fish pose, without being in that bound angle pose. And be intuitive with your movement this morning, whatever feels good, circling through the knees, the hips, releasing into the hips a little bit, and really slow everything down. So make micro movements. They don't have to be fast and furious. Soft, slow, and steady. Maybe you release one knee to the waist, followed by the other. So you're just hitching up the knee. Then releasing the arms into cactus. Backs of the hands come down. If that's comfortable for you there, you can stay. Drawing in the abdomen, really sucking the back in towards the mat. You're going to roll the knees over to the right. Maybe the feet come down first. Maybe then the knees follow. Breathe out. Then breathe in, use your core to bring you back into center, and then roll over onto the left hip. Feet may come down first, maybe the knees, try and anchor through each shoulder. Breathing here, feel the rotation through the spine, and then breathe in, Bring yourself back into center. Left leg bends along the mat, so you place the sole of the foot. Half happy baby starting off with. So opening up the knee to the side. And again, I just want you to find micro movements, moving the hip independently from the other leg. So we're focusing on the right side first, circling, and then maybe taking hold of the outer foot or the ankle or behind the thigh, and try to draw the knee down. Left leg might be bent, maybe straight. And then again, just feel the movement. You don't have to hold it there and find that stillness that we would do in a yin practice. I want you to move intuitively, creatively. I always struggle with that one. So maybe you're flexing and pointing the ankle, seeing what happens with the rest of the leg. Maybe you're lifting up the knee and then gently pulling down the knee. Maybe you're releasing the heel to the buttock, bending deeper into the knee joint, and then lifting up the foot back into that half happy baby. And not forgetting the left side. Maybe you're drawing down the left leg if it's straight. So you're pulling that left leg downwards, stretching into the left hip flexor. And we're going to roll over onto the left hip, taking that right foot over with us, bending up the left knee into an IT band stretch. So you can use a block here to put that right foot on. We're going to start to open up the knee here, and then the arms open either cactus or out to the side. So here we're going to drop the knee downwards, releasing into the foot and the ankle, and then lifting it up, grounding through the sole of the foot. So just find that movement, hip mobility, inner, outer hip, inward rotation, outward rotation. Dropping down and lifting up. And you're not using the hands here to pull the leg down. You're letting the leg do the work. You're pulling the knee downwards, and then you're pushing the knee away. And bringing yourself back into center, into reclined pigeon. So that right foot is across the left knee. Flexing into the right ankle here. We're not using the hands, we're going to use the legs. So you're going to start to draw that left knee in towards you, and then release the left foot down. So left foot comes off of the mat, drawing the left foot in and releasing. Notice what you have to do here to lift those legs up. What's actually working? So your targeted areas are hip flexors, glutes, hamstrings. So just finding inward presses and releases. And then the last time, just release the foot down and then release that right knee. Draw the knee in towards the chest. Keep that left leg bent for the moment. Sole of the foot down onto the floor. Hug that right thigh in as close as you can towards the belly and the chest. And the knee is coming up towards the shoulder. It's not going towards the outer side of your mat. So you're really hugging that knee in. Then take hold of either a strap. If you need the strap, that's okay. You can take hold of the foot, the ankle, the calf, or the back of the thigh. We're going to extend from the knee, trying to keep the leg where it is. So try to keep the thigh as close to the body as you can. Start to extend from the knee only. You may only get to here, and the hamstrings may start to pull. So soften a little bit, maybe come back. Draw the thigh down a little bit more, using the breath, using the exhale. We're coming into these hamstring stretches. So releasing the heel down, bending at the knee, and then extending from the knee, keeping the thigh where it is. Again, find freedom through the back of that right leg. Maybe each time that you stretch the leg, you might get a little bit more movement, a little bit more release. And then if you wish to challenge yourself on the next few times, you can extend the left leg all the way along the mat. That's going to deepen the stretch, but draw that left leg downwards. So still bending at the knees, still drawing that thigh in towards the chest, still extending the leg up towards the sky. Doing great. Isolating just into those areas. And the next time we open the hip out to the side. So your hand can support the underneath of the leg here. So you might hold the fingers at the back of the knee. And again, just allow that right leg to fall down without compromising the left hip. So you're going to draw the left side of the body down. You can always bend the knee back up if you need to. We're going to extend from the knee once more. So keeping the leg where it is, extend the foot and then bend. Soft, slow, steady, controlled movements, not overstretching to the back of the knee. 3 or 4 times. Each time you're extending, you're exhaling. Extend, exhale, bring the heel in, inhaling. And just stay out for a few moments, supporting the leg. Let it release, breathing in and out. And then bring it back up into center. And then bend at the knee. So making sure that you've got enough room on your other side. I do not. So I'm shuffling over a little bit. We're going to take that into a twist and a revolve. So you roll onto your left hip. Right knee comes across the body. Right arm can go out to the side. And again, you can gently use that left hand as a little bit of weight. You're not pulling it down. Just a little bit of weight, relaxing the elbow down if you can. Again, extending from the knee, releasing the lower part of the leg out. Inhaling, bringing the foot in, exhaling, extending the leg out. Ooh, I've knocked my little cat statue over with my toe. Slow, steady, controlled. Feeling sensations each time that you extend. Do you get a millimeter, a centimeter, extra length? And then the last time, just take it out. Hold, stay, breathe in, breathe out. Letting that leg be heavy, releasing a bit more. And then bringing back into the center and bring your leg to the inside thigh. Opening up, this is a reclined tree. You might wish to place the heel on top of the knee if that feels good, or you might prefer it down by the calf or up a little bit higher to the thigh. So release the knee out to the side. Again, the arms can be wherever they like to be, cactus above the head, out to the side. This time, we're lifting up the knee and lowering. Drawing the knee up and lowering. And doesn't matter where the foot is, inside thigh or on top of the knee. We're doing that inward rotation and external rotation. And last time, keep it out, let it release, soften everything, breathing out. And slowly release the leg all the way along the mat to meet the left leg. Take a moment, rest there. Feel what that right side of the body feels like. And obviously we have two sides, so we have to repeat all of that on the left. So draw the knees in, roll and massage out. Again, finding what works for you, what feels good, what do you enjoy doing when you're on your back and just moving the knees and the legs, sweeping the feet from side to side, a little pelvic swizzle, I'm going to call it. And then let's start with that left leg. So left leg stays in towards the thigh first of all as you release the right, opening out the knee into your half happy baby, and then taking hold of the foot, the ankle, or behind the thigh. Exhaling, drawing the thigh downwards. Right leg can stay bent for as long as you need, or you can always extend the leg along the mat, pulling the leg downwards. You're stretching into that right hip flex. So we're going to release the heel of the left leg to the buttock and then lifting the foot up. Releasing and lifting. So you want to find about 3 or 4 of these before the last and final one, which is where we stay and hold just for 1 or 2 breaths. If you're starting to pull that thigh downwards, don't let the right leg lift up and the knees start to release away. Keep pressing the back of the knee and the back of the hamstring down. And then release the heel over to the right leg. Bending the right leg, placing that left foot on the inside. Opening up the arms, this is where you let the knee control itself, so it rocks inwards, drawing the knee down and lifting up. Drawing the knee down and up, down and up. Last time, stay and hold, just an inhale and an exhale breath. And then bringing yourself back into the center for reclined pigeon. Right foot goes down. The arms stay out to the side. You're just using the leg to draw that knee in towards the chest. Light flexion through the left foot. Draw the right knee in. Ooh. And release. That's a big noticeable difference. Ooh. Right knee in. And release. You don't have to push it past any point of challenge. You just want to feel these soft, slow and steady movements. And then last time, the knee pulls into the chest, stay and hold. Isolate into that left outer hip. trying to find the release there. You are using your core, your multifidus, hip flexors to pull this knee in. And then release the right foot, release the left foot, and then draw that left knee in towards the chest. So thigh as close to the chest as you can, keeping the right leg bent or straight. You're going to extend the left leg up towards the sky, either using a strap or just holding on to the ankle, the calf. So we're going to keep the thigh as close to the chest as we can. We're just extending from the knee. It's not about getting that full straight leg when the thigh is all the way away from you. Exhaling, extending. Inhaling, drawing the heel in. If the right leg is extended, keep pulling that right leg downwards towards the mat. Last and final time, stay and hold, breathing out deeply. Isolate through the back of the leg there. Hamstrings, back of the knee. We don't have to have a flex or a point if we don't want to. Again, it's your practice. Be intuitive, whatever it needs. And then release that knee out to the side. Support the knee with the hand. Extending from the knee once more. Left leg extends on the exhale. And inhale, bring it in. The last time, we extend, we hold, breathing in, breathing out, letting go. Let gravity bear that leg down a little bit. You can release the hand if you like, but keep anchoring through the right side, pulling the right hip down. Lifting the leg up, bending at the knee, and then rolling over onto your right hip to take the leg to the revolve. So supporting the leg underneath the knee, exhaling on the extension. The underneath leg might be bent or straight, that's okay, whatever feels good there. It's more about opening up into the twist and the extension of that leg. And last time, exhaling to extend. Breathing out, letting that leg drop a little bit more, deepening the rotation into the spine, releasing tightness and tension into the outer hip, outer thigh, inner groin. And then bring yourself back into center. Bend the knee of the left leg. Take it either across the lower thigh or placing the foot down onto the mat. So this is your half butterfly or your reclined tree, whatever you want to call it. Lifting the knee up and slowly with control releasing. Lifting the knee up and releasing. And up and release. Up. And last time, exhaling, breathing out. And release that left leg all the way along the mat. Relaxing both legs. Centering yourself. Just feeling right and left legs. Hopefully feel a little bit more balanced now. You may have found some differences when you were going through each one of those mobility. We targeted the inner groin, outer thigh, outer IT band, hamstring, hip flexors, hip rotation, and draw the knees in. Roll and massage out. And then let's come to seated. So you can roll up to seated or just roll over to one side and bring yourself up to butterfly. Whew. Been down there a little while. How are those hips and legs feeling? So just give yourself a little bit of rock and roll. Right and left, find those sit bones. Drop the knees down and just teeter backwards the other way. So coming back into center, ground yourself through the sit bones here. We're going to take a forward fold into butterfly. So I want you to find the release through the spine, release through the head and the neck, drawing the belly back, rolling forward. Soften through the chest, soften through the shoulders. Maybe you feel really tight here, but notice where that tightness lies. Take the focus, the awareness into those areas. Breathe deeply. Soften a little bit more. Just go with the flow. Respond accordingly. Let the body talk to you. From here, a little bit of intuitive movement. We're going to move the belly back to roll up through the spine. We're going to open the chest and then release and ripple forward. Pull the belly back, roll up through the spine, open the chest, little back bend, and release forward. So really find a ripple. It's a cat and cow. Inhale as the chest lifts. Exhale as you release. Time the breath with the movement. And bring yourself back up to seated and find stillness. Good. Come to prone position from here. So just roll yourself onto your belly. Bring the hands underneath the head. Big toes touch here. Heels fall out to the side and just soften everything. Relax the belly. Relax the spine. Left leg stays straight. You're pressing the left foot into the mat so all the toes connect. Bring the right leg out to the side, into your half frog. Gently flex through the ankle. It's a soft flexion. Try to release as much as you can into this hip. If you need to here, sometimes it helps to have a bolster, and you can always place the leg on the bolster. That's always a nice one too. It's a little bit deeper for some, so it depends on what feeling you want. Allowing this release here. Now this might be a little bit of a challenge for you. We're going to extend those toes upwards towards, sorry, it's really hard to explain this one, extending from the knee again. So you're trying to bring the leg out to the side of you, in line with the hip, and see if you can extend the leg. So it might be down a little bit. That's okay. It doesn't have to be in line with the hip. Not too high from the hip. Keep the left leg turning downwards rather than opening up into the hip. So all 5 of those left toes are connected. Try and relax. You might feel extra deep stretching. And then bend at the knee, release the leg back all the way into center. Sway out through the hips, reaching the right arm back, taking hold of the right foot, either on the inside or the outside. Lift the thigh away from the mat so you can extend the hip flexor and drawing the heel in towards the buttock there. So quadricep stretch, hip flexor stretch. Breathing out, relaxing down. Releasing the foot and letting it float down to the mat. Left leg this time comes out to the side. Your half frog, first of all. Gentle flexion into the ankle, 90-degree bend at the knee. Soften everything once more. Maybe you're choosing to put that foot and knee on a bolster. Try to relax through the glute. Let gravity take the hip down. And taking this to your level, your range of motion, start to extend the leg from the knee out to the side. Toes don't have to be flexing, they don't have to be pointing. Leg can be fully relaxed. You're drawing all 5 toes of the right leg downwards. And slowly release at the knee. Bring the leg back through half frog. And then bring that left leg back in line. Give yourself a little bit of a sway out. Reaching the left arm back. Taking hold of the left foot, either inside or outside of the foot, or using a strap. Lift the thigh up and away, and then exhale. Pull the hip flexor and the thigh downwards as you pull the heel in towards the buttock. Breathe out. Try not to let those hip flexors creep away from the mat. You're drawing in the belly. And slowly release the foot, let it float down, bring the hand back, sway out through the hips. Arms come out to the side of you, just on the fingertips, and just start to circle or ripple up into your seal. You can start to circle the body around. Close the eyes. Try not to let the hips turn out the legs and the feet here. So really keep all 10 toes pressing down. They might be together. They might be wide, circling the other way. Be aware of the belly and the back here working together to keep the lift. Be aware of the entire back body all connected through these movements. The glutes, the hamstrings. And then bringing yourself back down to the cheek and bringing the hands behind you by the hips, palms face up. Interlace the fingers behind the sacrum. Few little locust lifts, so roll the shoulders away from the ears, lifting up and lowering down. Lifting up, breathing in, lowering down. Few more, breathe in. And then lower down. They get harder as you do a few more. Lift up and down, keeping all 10 toes pressing down. Lift up, stay, breathe, hold, smile, be comfortable. And release the torso. Go to the opposite cheek, hands by the hips. Sway out. Bring the hands back underneath the body. Press yourself up into tabletop. Sway the hips, circle the hips. Find that creative, intuitive movement. You can start to introduce your cat and cow into these circles. So maybe as you pull the hips back, you come into your cow, and as you round the shoulders, you come into your cat. Circle the other way. At the spine, the legs, the torso, shoulders, head, neck, all working together. And then releasing back into your wide leg child's pose. Knees go wide. Bring yourself back. You can keep the hands out in front of you, or maybe they come underneath the head. Exhaling. Breathing, finding stillness. Lifting up into tabletop once more. Pressing up into a downward facing dog, we're just going to release through the feet, through the ankles, through the back of the legs. So it might be quite a short dog, if you like, doesn't have to be too powerful. Releasing left and right heels, stretching through the back of the legs, stretching through the spine, pressing away from the mat with the palms. Looking underneath each armpit for a little twist through the torso. Then releasing the knees down once more. Right leg comes to right wrist. And just dropping forward into your lizard. Moving right and left. Moving forward and back. Moving in circles. And finding mobility into the hips. You can do a variation of anything here, just pulling back into your half splits, dropping into lizard, rolling from side to side, tucking the back toe, rocking forwards and backwards. We spent quite a lot of time on the legs and the hips when we were down on our backs, so hopefully this is all for those were for this benefit. Okay, so we're going to open the front foot out to the side and just wing the knee out, dropping the hip, twisting the torso. Make sure that that left hand is nice and placed comfortably either onto a block. You can place the hand onto the knee and just open up through the spine. Maybe the back hand goes to the thigh. You get that deeper twist, or you might lift the right arm up behind you. Good. Oh, yes. And you can, of course, go into your monkey twist just by taking that right foot. Left foot. Exhaling. Whoa. Holding, breathing, releasing hand, releasing leg, and then pulling that right leg back. Good. Left leg comes forward. Find that same creativity, freedom, fluidity, circling, dropping forward and back. Shifting side to side. Parking the back toe, rocking forwards and back. And then releasing that right hand just a little way from the shoulder, circling the left arm back behind you, dropping the hips, opening up through the left side, looking back if it feels comfortable, or looking towards the front of the mat. And maybe the left hand catches the right foot, dropping the hips. You get that deep hip flexor and quad stretch sensation through the right leg. You get that deep stretch through the left. Keep pressing away through the right palm, keeping lifted through the chest and shoulder, not collapsing. Gently releasing the foot, letting it float down, and then gently pulling yourself back into tabletop. Sway the hips, find that freedom through cat and cow. And then just pull yourselves back, knees together, feet together, child's pose, but the hands come back behind you. So the palms are face up. You're giving yourself space to breathe when the belly and the chest come down to the thighs. Relax the shoulders. Soften the facial expression. Find steady breaths. And slowly rolling up through the spine, we're going to bring the right leg out in front of us. Left leg can stay where it is, and you just drop yourself either onto a block or onto a hip. So you can lift up the left calf a little bit so it's free from the thigh, roll it away from the thigh, and then you're pressing that left foot into the mat. So you can release the right foot, release the legs here, sitting nice and tall. Lifting up the arms, we're going to reach over that leg Exhale, take a fold. Try to ground through both sit bones. Soften as much as you can and notice where you feel this in target areas, maybe in the back of that right thigh, right hamstring. Release the head and the neck. Increase the intensity with weight. Slowly roll up through the spine. The hands come back behind you, either facing forward or to the back, whatever feels good. We're going to lift the hips and we're going to stretch through that left quadricep. We're going to stretch through the right toes, pulling the right toes downwards, opening up the chest. Lifting hips as much as you can. Push the pelvis up to the sky. Beautiful, lovely. Lift a little bit more. Keep grounding through the shin of that left leg and then gently release. Roll onto your right hip and gently release the left foot over. Come into an opposition twist first of all. So hand comes underneath the sole of the left foot, open up to the right. Gaze looks ahead towards the foot, open that left shoulder just a little bit more. Long into the spine. Now take an opposition twist into the center and half spinal twist to the opposite side, hugging the knee or the elbow comes over. Looking forward to the right leg, opening the left shoulder a little bit more, getting the belly free from that left thigh. Then looking back over the shoulder. Bring yourself back into center and release the left leg on the inside thigh, half butterfly. Just give that knee a little press down. And then bring yourself up. Really make sure that that leg is fixed to that thigh, lifting up the arms. Exhale, reach long over the right thigh. Releasing the head, releasing the neck, the shoulders, softening. Steady, slow breaths, really listening. Reaching the arms past the foot, lengthening the spine, lifting up with a nice flat back with control through the core. Left hand comes behind you. You sweep the arms around as you roll onto the left knee, coming into a half wild thing, opening up the chest, circling the right arm behind you and releasing back. Send the left leg long. Inhale the arms up, exhale over into a full seated fold. Give space between the belly and the thighs, folding from the hips, not from the waist. Breathing through the back body. Feel fluid here, even though you might be holding, you can lift up. As you breathe in, breathing out. Make sure those thighs are inwardly rotating here. And then start to roll up through the spine, coming to seated, swinging the legs around behind you, coming into kneeling at the back of your mat, and just sitting nice and tall. Left leg comes out in front of you, repeating all of that on the opposite side, shifting the hips down, releasing the right calf. You might be sitting on a block on that left hip there. Just make sure that those toes are pressing down into the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, release over the left leg, folding. Rolling up through the spine, the hands come back behind you, lifting up the hips, stretching that right quadricep, lifting the hips to the sky, pointing that left foot down the mat, big stretch through the tops of that left foot, left leg, lift hips a little higher, open the chest, look to the sky, nice and slowly release the buttocks. Carefully lift the right foot, bring it round, opposition twist. Hand comes underneath that right foot, opening up, looking forward to the front left leg, bringing the left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Then turning to look at the back shoulder. Breathe in, rotate to half spinal twist, either hugging or placing the elbow over the knee. Bringing back into center, releasing that leg on the inside thigh. Give that right knee just a gentle press down. Connect the foot to the thigh. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, reach over the toes. Head comes down towards the knee. Lengthen the arms away. Lift yourself up with a flat back. The right arm comes down behind you as you sweep the arm. Big circle, you lift the hips coming up onto the knee. Half wild thing. Bring yourself back. Release the leg out in front. Shuffle your way all the way down. And just slowly release the body down. You can keep the legs straight or bent here, drawing the belly back, trying to roll down through each and every vertebra, nice and controlled. You get to a point where you're like, oh, it's going to fall and collapse, but stay with it, breathe. Lift the arms up above the head, interlace the fingers, press the palms back, bring the feet together, point the feet, big, big stretch, front and back body. And then we're going to release the hands, we'll release the legs, make sure you're warm and comfortable coming into final relaxation. Just for a couple of minutes, not a long one. You can close the eyes softly through the face and just take a moment to feel now the right side of the body, focusing just on the right, just as we did in that body scan. Feel everything on the right. Let everything go on the right. Then feeling sensations in the left, just the left. Isolate the thought and focus to the left side of the body only. Relaxing, releasing tension into the left. And breathing in and out, and as you exhale, relax and release all tension and tightness of the whole body as one. Crown of the head, face, shoulders soften, chest, belly, arms, hands, back. Release hips, legs, ankles, soles of the feet, and all of the toes. Taking a deeper breath in, breathing out, wiggling toes, wiggling hands, moving head right and left. Stretching, drawing knees in. Just prepare now mentally for your day. You've prepared physically for your day. Now prepare the mind. Prepare your thoughts for what you need to get done. Roll over to one side. Gently press yourself up. Bring yourself up into a comfortable butterfly. Let's not go into a cross-legged because it's very unequal. Butterfly is very symmetrical. Take the hands to the knees, palms face up. Be receptive, welcoming of whatever comes to you today. Give a little smile to yourself. Say thanks for waking up, coming to the mat, and check in. Ask yourself, do you feel better? I do. Bring the hands together. Thank yourself, and I thank you. Namaste.